8:15 on Monday, June the 3rd, 2019, and I'm camping out here at Turkey Run State Park in Marshall, Indiana. And I figured I would go ahead and finally do another cooking video, this time cooking down those mulberries that I picked at the Banks of the Wabash Festival, and make them into, what is that, a jam? Pectin-free jam, jelly, something like that. I believe I've got everything that I'm going to need here. I'll start by putting the mulberries themselves into this square container, and probably going to get dark before the end of this. So we've got the Coleman lantern ready to go. Wow, that's a massive amount of mulberries. All right, so next, let's get them washed and into the other bin. There we go, they're all nice and washed. Now, one of the things that keeps mulberries from being a more popular fruit is that every one of them comes with this nice long piece of stem right there. Now, it's completely edible, and I don't mind it. I think it just adds a little extra fiber, and it just wouldn't be cost effective to clip them off of every single berry. But a lot of people don't like those, and it keeps the mulberry from becoming a more popular fruit. All right, so let's go ahead and get these things mashed up now. Hopefully all of this will fit just fine into this jar. You guys might remember this from the salad in a jar that I had earlier this week. That jar is coming back for more use. Let's get it mashed up. Stomp, stompy, stomp, mash, 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 mash. That is about the consistency that I like. All right, so now let's pour it into this cup here and find out just how much did I collect. I went ahead and dumped it into the pot while I was measuring it out, and it turns out 3.5 cups of crushed mulberries. That's what I collected. Last time, the kind of recipe that I used was a 1-in-1. So if it was 3.5 cups of berries, it would have been 3.5 cups of sugar, but that turned out to be an overkill, a real overkill. So this time, I'm going to measure in half of that, and then put in more sugar if it's needed, but I doubt it will be. And there go the first cup. Now, if you're wondering why the sugar looks like this, it's because I am using coconut palm sugar. I like my sugar to be as raw as it can be. I like that dark, earthy tone to it. So let's get the next one in there. And there go our 3/4 cup. That's as much as I want to start with. So let's go ahead and get that heat turned on and get this going to a slow rolling boil. I'm stirring it with this spatula because I don't want to use a metal spoon, because the inside of the pot is coated with some kind of non-stick, probably a Teflon, and so I don't want to scratch that loose. So I'm using this Mylar spatula. And something I learned from the last time I did this with blackberries last year was that you have to keep an eye on it and keep stirring it, because they do have a tendency to just boil over as soon as you turn your back on it. So, and this is going to take about 30 minutes. After it comes to a boil, then it's going to take about 30 minutes after that. So it's probably going to be dark before this is done. That is looking good. That is the kind of rolling boil I'm looking for there. So I turned it down from boil down to simmer. As long as I keep it stirred, it seems to be behaving itself just fine. I just have to keep doing this for the next 30 minutes or so. Well, it has cooked way down in those 30 minutes, and I'm going to give it that little taste test to see, do I need to add any more sugar to it. So let's let this little scoop cool and taste it. Just like I thought. That is plenty sweet enough right there. One more time just to be sure. Yeah, that's fine. No more sugar. Wow, man, I put in half the sugar that the recipe called for. And it honestly almost tastes like too much. There you go. Went ahead and let it cook down a little bit more just because it didn't seem quite thick enough. And another 30 minutes of boiling. This is what we got now. Then I let it cool, and time to go ahead and start putting it in the jar. It's still a little bit warm, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it in there. Looks like boiling it down has really reduced it. It's not even gonna get close to filling up this jar. There you have it anyway. It's most of the way full. Alright, let's get the top on it and put it in the fridge to chill overnight. Well, it's the next morning now. And the mulberry jam has been cooling in the refrigerator all night. Well, let's see how it tastes on these whole wheat waffles, or whole grain waffles, I should say. That is really good. And about the most wholesome thing you could have, too. Completely natural, just picked a few days ago, mulberry jam on whole grain waffles. Wow, just delicious. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to indicate so by hitting that thumbs up like button. Leave something down in the comments section, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon. And I'll see you in the next one.